At its core, the mission of Combat Recovery Foundation is suicide prevention. Very quickly, we learned that veterans aren't very good at showing up to get help, but they are amazing at showing up to help. So what we've done here is we created an opportunity for veterans to find purpose, to discover their belonging, and to be in a community while doing something helpful for their community, for the environment.
This is huge for veterans. We're pulling them out of isolation, which is such a terrible place to be when you're trying to heal and grow through things. And so we're providing an environment where they can be put to use again. They can find some purpose and they can find community with each other and really heal while healing. You know, we're in nature and we're seeing these trees that have been burnt down and the ash on the ground, and we're digging in and we're healing the grounds while also encouraging people to come together and just get real and get vulnerable with each other.
But we're right where the Great Rocky Mountains start. 30 miles to the west of us, you have the Continental Divide, and then 30 miles to the east of us, you're out on the Great Plains. So it's this intersection of land that creates this space of diversity. Animal diversity and diversity in the ecology. For thousands of years, diversity in people that gather here as well. So this has been a hunting ground and a place where Arapaho, Ute, Navajo, and Cheyenne people have lived for thousands of years.
We're out here in the back country coming together, camping together, and serving the land. We're trying to create a sustainability effort out here where we remove unneeded barbed wire, we take out deadfall and do wildfire mitigation and recovery efforts. And we're having a really good time doing it.
It's been pretty tough since getting out. It's kind of lonely. I saw that this was like a mental health thing, and I've had a lot of friends over the years kill themselves, and this is really just having that camaraderie and stuff, I feel like makes a huge difference. Outdoor therapy for me personally has been a huge plus. Being here right in the Front Range, things just lined up, and just in the last day and a half, 2 days, I feel like I've already made good connections and a bond and stuff, and really look forward to continuing this relationship.
Well, I'm a veteran. I've had my own issues, working on them, still am. We have to look out for each other. Sometimes it feels like the world really isn't, so if they're not gonna look out for us, then we have to.
I suffered a spinal injury and a brain injury, and getting back out into nature and meeting these guys was just, I think, kind of like a crazy, fortuitous, weird circumstance. And I'm so glad that I've met them and that this relationship has grown and that I can support other people in their path of healing.
We're bringing some horses out that we've had veterans working on for the past couple months. And this was their first time taking them out into the backcountry. I think veterans do well with horses because there's a forced regulation with a horse. Like if you can't regulate yourself, then you can't get along with a horse. So it's a little like meditation, but with more of a purpose. So you're like, okay, I've got to get from point A to point B on a horse. And there's a lot of things that lead up to like you getting from point A to point B. So for veterans that are having a little bit tougher of a time, I think it really speaks to them because it's like the simple things resonate with them. And then for guys that kind of have it together a little bit more, they just keep going with the adventure.
Yeah, we're putting on a pack horse saddle, if you will, and we're going to load up firewood on it and bring it back to the camp.
I'm also involved in the women's program through CRF called Wild Women, and Elena Bethune is in charge of that. It's just getting off the ground. She's going to have a monthly event for the women, whether they're veterans or women who have just struggled with trauma. And there's going to be an event every month, camping events and just different things to where women can bond and heal through the trauma that they've been through.
After the sun goes down, after the fires are lit, we're all eating together, we're all communing. That's when all the magic happens that the cameras might not be able to capture as well, and that it's hard to get without being here and actually getting that feeling. If you could hear what I'm hearing right now, it's the sound of people coming together.
Nobody knows a stranger here, so you walk up to the fire and you're sharing a meal, you're having a drink, you're hydrating from working hard, and you're getting those smiles back at you that you're giving, and the stories and the wisdom and all of the different skill sets and experience of all these people, it's mind-boggling. I've seen everybody be welcomed, and one thing that I've noticed is I haven't seen anybody leave. We've only seen the group grow, so something is magical with that.
Today, we are going to be inoculating some mushroom spores in 2 logs. We have puffballs, turkey tails, and fire morels. So basically what we're gonna do is drill some holes, inoculate the logs, and then cover it with wax to help keep in the moisture. It's just kind of a fun experiment to do for future foraging. They're all edible mushrooms. With the mushrooms and the decomposing of the logs, it'll help bring those nutrients that are in the logs kind of into the soil and into the earth and everything, just kind of replace kind of the flora that's around.
We don't want people just to come out once and be like, all right, you did it. That was fun, right? Like, see you later. No, we want you to keep coming out and keep coming out. We have a lot of work to do. That's not just with the fire, that's part of it. I mean, we have a lot of work to do with ourselves, and everybody does.
When we come together out here in nature and work on difficult things, it gives people the opportunity to create a bond and to create friendships that can last a lifetime. And people need people. We need our team, we need our crew, whatever that looks like for you. But we're not built to go it alone. And maybe our species will figure that out someday, but I don't think it's gonna happen in our lifetime. So we need to continue to create these third spaces for people to come together and be together. People who don't necessarily cohabitate or who aren't coworkers, who come from all different types of backgrounds, of different types of religions and philosophies and races and political leanings and professions. And what they have in common is wanting to come together and serve the land. And it's through that commonality that we can heal our divisions and we can find common ground to cohabitate with each other peacefully.
I always refer to that as eco-psychology, but I think there's many different ways to describe it. It's this mutually beneficial relationship. When folks come out and interact with the land in this way, it's healing for the land because of the work that we're doing. Thinning out these dead trees here so it can make space for more diversity, more birds will come in, more animals will gather here. And in the meantime, the land is healing people's hearts and minds. It's this mutually beneficial relationship, healing the land and healing the people at the same time.
This is just the start. We're making this our home base out here. Hopefully do retreats, really building people up and working through some of their issues. And if that's us speaking on it or them just kind of coming out here into the wilderness and pondering and figuring their stuff out and getting things worked out for themselves.
So when we're interacting with an individual who is experiencing suicidal crisis or is just in an acute depressive state, we can just bring them up here into the backcountry, get them on a horse, hand them a chainsaw, take a walk, whatever they need, to do to work through those issues. Having access to this place, having this partnership with the Heart J Center is really enabling us to change lives.
We came up with here with a mission simply to prove that this is something that we can do. This wasn't about how many trees we chopped down. This wasn't about, how many mushrooms we got planted. This was about proving concept. And I think that we have been successful. Awesome, so I'd love to go around the circle real quick fire, and talk about highlights.
Wow, there's been so many, but the fact that Ben gave us the opportunity this morning to take the horses out, it was amazing. Other than that, there's just no words.
In my 83 years, I've hiked all over this acreage up in here. I know nooks and crannies and places that most people will never get to see. And the highlight for me is seeing how many groups and individuals have come together here to help restore and heal this landscape from the burn. And I know we've left it in good hands. That's the highlight for me.
At Combat Recovery Foundation, everything we do is by veterans, but is for everyone. We're out here every week. Just come check it out.